and welcome to episode 23 of the Fools on a Hill podcast. I'm
23?
Cal. Did I say 23?
You said 23, you fool.
I don't know about you,
Yeah, bloody
but I'm
fool.
feeling 22.
Oh, hey.
Well, it's worked, so we'll stick with it. I'm Cal, and I'm joined by Yanni and Liam. As always, I am Cal. I am 23, but the podcast is 22. How are we both?
I'm
23
tired.
as well.
You're tired?
Yeah, tired of Liam.
Well, why is that, Yanni? There's been a change in
Scenery.
circumstance.
Yep, all the words. Liam's moved in.
I've moved in. I've been kicked out from my home.
He bought a house, don't you know? But he can't live in
Oh, bloody hell.
it. I know.
It's just bricks and mortar.
Well, it literally was just bricks and mortar when I saw it. Is it any change? Any
A
development?
few little
Is
bits
it
and
any
bobs.
change?
Few little bits and bobs. Structural changes, I guess. But
Nice.
still nothing on the walls, nothing on the floors. Nothing.
Do you have an
nothing.
estimated time of arrival?
Hopefully ASAP.
Yeah. He
Hopefully
says
tomorrow would
hopefully.
be good, but I don't think it's going to be tomorrow. I reckon within a month we'll be able to move in.
Within a month. Fantastic.
And that'll be like,
Oh
we'll
my
have
God.
like 2 rooms ready, I think. Not, I don't know if a bathroom. Yeah, no, a bathroom will be included in those 2 rooms, I think.
So what, you've been in off the kitchen or the bedroom?
I think we'll have. Yeah, the kitchen's going to be last.
Is it? I thought
Wow.
the bathroom's going to be last.
The bathroom was going to be last, but then we just
Decided that
stupidly.
You realise that you
took
need to
stuff
piss
out of it.
loads.
Yeah, well, we had all the stuff that was there, which we could have used for some time, but we ripped it out stupidly. Well, it wasn't our fault. It was someone else's fault. But, so yeah. So bathroom will be
Lovely.
probably first. Well, I know when the bathroom's arriving. It's on the 7th of May.
So basically,
So a
we're
while to wait then. While to
re-
wait.
recording together in the same room. We've been working together.
Yep.
Um,
It's been stressful,
I've seen Liam
tiring.
more times than I'd
Seen himself.
want to.
I've seen Yanni more times than I've seen puppies lately. I haven't seen any puppies in a while.
Either have I?
So,
I've not seen puppies. Do they exist? I've not seen them in a long time.
what is a puppy?
Sorry, just the
Baby
word that you keep
dinosaur.
on saying. I've no idea what you mean.
What's the story?
I'm fine, by the way, guys. Thanks for asking.
No, go on, Callum. How are you?
Well, we're in What's the Story now, and it doesn't matter.
Oh, could have not.
You had your chance, you blew it.
What's the story?
Your mum's a Tory.
We're in
Well,
what?
we're starting.
We're
starting. We're starting this week with the pinnacle of all news. I think. Well, we may as well. It's first on the list.
Well, no, it's not supposed to
KSI.
be there. God damn it.
Oh
Go
well,
on.
we've done it now. KSI has
on.
announced an album called All Over the Place. I think
Yeah, that's what it's
With-
called.
many
what I read.
people on it. There's 10 features and just one song by himself, and it is to be released on the 16th of July.
Mole's birthday.
Oh, yeah, happy birthday, Mal.
Lucky girl, lucky girl.
That's not the only reason.
Easy gift.
Are you excited to hear the Youngblood song again, Yanni?
I'm not going to listen to that song ever again. I hope the microphone picked that up very
Yanni
firmly.
said my dick.
Oh,
His
brilliant.
dick.
I
Sorry.
didn't hear it,
should-
that's why I
that's
looked
right.
very confused.
You mentioned his dick.
Right.
Just looked Liam deadly in the eye and just went, my dick.
Yeah. KSI,
Naturally.
he opens
KSI.
FIFA packs and shouts.
He's not opened FIFA packs in a very long time.
I bet he still does every so often. Just not
He
on camera.
now just reacts to his Reddit.
Not on camera, in private.
Reacts to his Reddit. I feel like that's a very bad idea.
No, it's actually quite good.
It's very funny.
No,
and
for
does
you-
a
for
lot
your
of try not to
soul, I
laugh.
mean.
Oh yeah, for his soul, it's awful.
Very so.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Gets
that
cancelled on
album's-
Twitter a lot.
Yeah, well, he says things that he does apologise for, so get over it, innit?
Don't know if that's how it works.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
What are you
it's
meant to
early
do?
to be
If you
putting out
can't-
these controversial opinions, Jenny.
Hey, it was something about
no,
lines.
Liam, seriously here.
Go on.
If you apologise for something, and
Uh,
then you
provided you
do
develop,
better, you do
provided
better, then-
you
then why you
show
don't-
development.
Yeah, if you show development, then what's it matter?
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially. It depends on the context of why it was something was said in the first place.
Yeah,
All right,
I
well-
agree. Yeah,
Because it depends what it is and how it was said
You
and
said
which
a
way.
word that-
Because you could apologise and do things better, but never. The first thing may have been true to. They may have meant what they said. Do you know what I mean? And
Just
you can be
digging.
conscious enough to know that you shouldn't have said that and you need to deal with it. But they still said it.
In terms of KSI, he said a slur, but then he used the same slur in his apology, which wasn't the best move.
Yeah,
That doesn't
I
seem
think
like
that's just because he's very stupid. Ignorance isn't forgivable, according to Lee.
Exactly.
No, definitely.
But there we are.
You need to
Album
learn.
coming soon. We'll
Tramlines.
listen to it on the pod,
Tram
and we'll get
lines.
Yanni to personally thank Youngblood
Yeah,
for his
lines.
contribution to his life.
I love Youngblood.
Trams.
Tramlines on my soul.
Tramlines Festival in Sheffield has announced the lineup. I've not looked at this lineup, so we'll do it in real time.
I'm getting it up.
Oh,
Go on, get it
okay.
up. I'm
Yanni's
going to get it
doing
up
it.
too.
You know
Everyone's
what I mean
getting
when I say I'm.
I can't get it up.
Oh no, that's last year. When I say fucking Ian Brown, how they convinced him to do that?
Ian Brown is a transmitter, isn't he?
Okay. The Streets.
What about him?
Yeah.
Dusty.
The Kooks. DMAs. Jake Bug. Pale Waves. Pigeon Detectives. Sophie Alice Baxter.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the best one there.
Royal Blood. Blossoms. Richard Ashcroft. Dizzy Rascal. Tom Walker. Everything. Special guest. The Fratellis. Why have they got special guests next to their names?
Yeah, they've brought out a new album. It's not like they're like bringing them back from the dead.
Oh, Vista's here, mate. You love them, don't you, Cal?
Oh yeah, the Vistas, yeah. You missed off the Sherlocks, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, the pinnacle of
Magic Cow.
indie revival.
And Big Pig.
Oh, we've got Red Rum Club.
Yeah.
Liverpool's home.
Liverpool band.
One of the guys, the drummer, works in where I work.
I'll try and edit that. I don't know if I'll be able to.
Does he?
Yeah.
Just
He's in the card alert section.
okay.
What's his
Anyway.
name and his national insurance number? Do you want to?
Well, funny enough, he's not shared that with me. I don't know why. I walked past him and I just expect people to shout it at me, but he just never did.
Next part of the news is the Why Not lineup. And while we were doing the Tramlines one, you may as well read this one out as well, because I can imagine it's probably quite similar.
Why not, eh? That's 2020 again. Come on. No.
Oh, that's 2019.
Yeah. Are you sure this exists, Cal? Is this an actual
Stereophonics.
stereo?
Hang on.
Yeah,
Slow down.
Stereophonics, Bombay, and Blossoms are headlining.
Bombay.
Yeah. Manic Street Preachers,
Fontaines.
Fontaines DC, and DMAs are also headlining.
Special
I do
guest,
got 6
Levelers, never heard them, and James.
James.
Jake
James
Bug's
who?
also here, Pale Waves, so
Sleaford
avoid
Mods.
this. If you...
Khalees. Let's go.
Oh,
Again, the Sherlocks.
why is Khalees here?
Oh, Lucy Spraggan. That'll be good.
There's
naturally.
a band called Beans on Toast.
Oh, there's a band called Sorry there as well.
It's no need to apologise.
Oh.
Oh, there's a few there actually. Dreamwife, Porridge Radio, Alfie Templeman, Jaws. But they're all right at the bottom because I feel like the person who organised this doesn't know what they're doing.
And finally, for lineup announcements, we have Boardmasters.
Is that the one I just showed you?
I'm bored. Hey!
Yeah.
Bingo.
Bongo.
Bingo.
Bongo.
Bingo.
Bango.
I know what lineup. We're looking
Trying to
at
get the lineups.
Falls, Sam Fender, Leanne LaHavis. Don't recognise any of those names. No. Alfie Templeman again. He's busy. Lucy Spraggan. Jesus, they just go over the shop.
Just
Gorillas.
recycling,
The Gorillas.
Bloody hell.
George
Laurel
Smith.
Corner.
Jamie XX, Blossom, Slow Tie.
The Coops.
Bab.
Django
Django
Django.
Django. Becky Hill.
Two bands called Ocean Wisdom, apparently.
Young T and Bugsy.
Charlie
So excited for
Boone.
them.
Lady Leisure.
At least it sounds a bit different.
Netsky.
Does.
Didn't Lewis love Netsky back in the day?
Yeah, he did. I thought that's why I recognised it. Yeah.
Oh,
Bloody
they've spelled
hell,
in
eh?
Hader wrong on there. It's in Ahle,
Sorry?
which sounds like, I don't know. In Ahle.
In Ireland.
In the name of Allah.
Yeah, Alalas are there as well.
Allah.
And they've also missed a second gin, Gengar. Hey, well done, Boardmasters. You're doing really well. Thank you so much. So many spelling mistakes. And
I'm going to call them Broadmasters, just because
and-
they've made so many spelling mistakes.
Yeah, Boardmasters. Yes, that's it really. Shapes.
Broadmasters. That's all the festivals that ever happen anywhere and their lineups that go along with them.
No more festivals.
Now, with the very boring Noel Gallagher, High Flying Birds, his High Flying Birds, they saw in the sky. Greatest Hits album. Have they had enough albums to do a greatest
A
hits?
greatest hits album.
Have they got enough greatest hits to be
3 albums with quite a lot of singles.
Are any of
that all
them
sound the same.
great or hits? Or can anything
Well,
be the greatest?
I like the first one a lot. The first album.
The first album's good, yeah.
that's it.
But
Is that the greatest
only
hits? Just the first album.
The only takes of that album on this are the singles, whereas I feel like the album cuts, because I'm so indie, are also very good.
Stop the clock. That's good. Back the Way We Came, Volume 1, to be released June the 11th, celebrating 10 years since the first album.
Volume 1.
10 years. Yeah, so 10 years, he'll fleece everyone again, I suppose.
If there's one thing you know about Noel Gallagher, it's that he loves to fleece people.
Sponsored by Regatta, isn't he?
Another bit of news we didn't ask for. Lana Del Rey is releasing a new album called Blue Banisters
She needs to give us a break.
on July the 4th.
Yeah, come on, Lana.
July 4th.
Yep.
Is that maybe anything else after that?
That's it. Have you seen the album art for this?
Yeah, it's shit,
Blue
isn't it?
Banister?
She looks like she's done it in paint.
I'm gonna do this.
The album art for the last one was really bad as well. It's just a picture of her and other people.
Oh my god.
It's just not good.
Yeah, is that just an Instagram
I think
filter?
I think she might be taking the Mickey a little bit, to be honest.
And new Billie Eilish, because that is
King of the
how it's put on
Gimps is back.
I can't remember why we said she was King of the Gimps.
You said
You
it,
coined
mate.
her. Yeah, you coined her as
You
the
just
King of the
said it.
Gimps.
I don't understand why I said it.
Because you're a horrible piece of
I
work.
don't believe that. I'm sorry, Billie Eilish.
She's announced an album, Happier Than Ever, out July 30th.
It's good to know that you're positive about it, Yanni.
Yeah, I'm buzzing.
Happy than ever.
Yep.
You bloody idiot. And
Yeah.
she's released a new track today. Ding
Yeah.
dong. Time is
Ding
ticking, baby.
dong. Yes.
And that's it.
Time is
That's it.
ticking.
Time is ticking.
Time is ticking. Things are happening. Hot off the press.
Callum,
Fuck off.
Callum, is it hot? Tell me about the heat in the kiln today. Is it hot and spicy? Tell me, Callum. Tell me about Tom Jones and how hot he is.
Oh, Tom Jones. I mean, he is aged like a fine wine.
Oh,
He really, really has.
so true.
Talking to Tom Jones, have you seen? I showed you his the impersonator on Cameo, didn't I?
I don't know if he did.
Don't know what you're on about.
Oh, well, hopefully I'll have a look how much he costs, and I might get him to do a Fools on the Hill shout out.
Please.
Please.
Because it's so bad. Doesn't even sound like him. But in terms of the album, Surrounded by Time, I haven't got too much to say because it was very long. And
Yep. How long?
You're damn
I mean,
right.
his voice sounds as amazing as ever. I think he does sound extremely young in it, despite the fact that the album seems quite reflective. Liam, you mentioned that you were a bit worried about him ending on a song called Lazarus Man.
Yep, definitely.
And the song before it was about growing old.
Yeah.
It was also called I'm Growing Old. And Liam was a bit worried about Tom's
What
State.
about our Tom? Wasn't
direction.
Tom's his direction.
he? Direction.
I don't know. He seems like he's got it in him still.
He
Still like
does.
he's there.
Yeah, I know this is
Does
all
Bowie.
covers, and I think one is an original. I think.
Oh,
Don't know which one, but I think I read.
Well, that's good, isn't it? Christ.
I know, yeah, all the knowledge. But I do think, sound-wise, it's quite experimental for
yeah.
Tom Jones.
He's
For
got
an
a good,
8-year-old.
got a good team of musicians with him.
Yes.
He has.
sure.
I like the spoken word aspects. As I said before, his voice sounds tip-top. And I think it was I'm Growing Old, but reminded me very much of Nick Cave.
Yeah, it was quite
Well,
somber.
funny you should say that because
I think you said that. Yeah. Have I
Yeah.
made that up?
no, I did mention.
That's probably what he was alluding to when he said, funny you should say that.
Yeah, but he's just stopped talking.
Just
for
stopped
some reason.
I just
Whatever
hope you
reason.
carry on.
But that's me.
Thanks, Carl.
Well, thanks, Carl. Thanks, mate.
It's already worth
I told you that wasn't much.
It's probably worth mentioning now that we haven't already, that we're not doing our normal picks this week, so it's a bit of a free-for-all. Everyone's going to weigh in. And I'm going to weigh in next. Hi, Lee and Godfrey here for your pleasure.
Please, Daddy.
I haven't got an awful lot to say. I pretty much agree with what you said there, Callum.
I mirror your thoughts.
I mirror your thoughts exactly. It was quite, from song to song, it seemed...
Stumbling.
Sorry?
Fumbling.
Stumbling.
Fumbling.
Yanni, wait for your turn.
You're fumbling.
From song to song, it definitely felt different and kind of fresh most of the way through, which was interesting to see. Different like guitar styles, different bits of instrumentation throughout. It was nice. I really like Talking Reality Television Blues, which we covered as a single. Apart from that, there wasn't a lot. I didn't really recognise much apart from the Windmills of Your Mind and the ones we've already covered. But when I got to I'm Growing Old, it really felt like I thought it was the end of the album. So I checked.
I thought you were going to say I thought that was the end of Tom.
Yeah, I thought you just sign off at the end and that was it. Go on Twitter and he's
captured his death live on tape.
Yeah. But it was genuinely like it was quite moving. I think it was quite emotional. Yeah, genuinely like just listening to what he was saying and just the music, and it was quite emotional. And then that wasn't the end, which is weird. That felt like that should have been a closer. But then Lazarus Man was like it's a very long song, but there's a good ender as well. But yeah, the whole like Lazarus and obviously with Bowie, I was thinking
Bowie's in space.
He is now. It just made me worry a little bit. But I didn't get that vibe as much, I don't think. It didn't feel much like a goodbye. It felt more like a reflection of a long time, but it didn't feel like he was done.
Wow. Liam, that was beautiful.
Although now I'm looking at like the song titles and thinking out the songs, I don't know, it does feel like a goodbye, like some of these tracks.
I saw him do an interview, that he retweeted, and said that he still thinks his voice sounds young. So that might prove.
Is that why you said it?
Good journalism, Carl.
But I do agree. He sounds exactly the same as he did 30 years ago.
Yeah, people don't tend to grow new voices.
Well, compare bloody this to McCartney 30 years ago, you sarcastic.
Exactly
shit.
the same. 30 years ago, exactly the same. No, you're talking 50 years ago,
style.
different fella. Yeah, you're right. Yanni, tell us what you think about it, all the situation.
I've got so many notes here. So many. I Won't Crumble, which is the first track.
So you've made
I
notes?
Won't Crumble with you if you fall. Now, okay. My first note.
Have you got notes?
Yeah.
We listened to this together, and I don't feel like you listened enough to make notes.
Oh, I did.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're learning my secret too. Listen to 2 seconds of the song with me.
Literally,
that's
what we did. I didn't listen to more than 20 seconds of any of those songs.
Anyway, yeah, opener, I did, to be fair, Cal, you're above on me, honestly. Listen, I'm here, listen here. He's still got a cracking voice. Song, all the songs on this were a bit too boring for me. They're not something I'd put on.
Can I just quickly ask, when was the last time you two went outside? You really seem oxygen
We
deprived.
went to the shop earlier, actually, and Yanni was like, I haven't been outside, and then he stopped, and he was like, when did I last go outside? It was funny, like a moment of like, I haven't been outside in weeks. Like, I'm a busy guy, I'm out and about, but Yanni, he's stuck under the bed all day.
Under the bed?
Yeah, that's where I keep you. Sorry.
Yeah, he's still got a cracking voice. The whole album is full of songs that didn't really do it for me, but I can appreciate the musicianship and his vocal ability still. It's probably why he's still on Voice, isn't it? That's why he's on The Voice, because he's got a cracking one.
He has.
Oh, bloody hell. The Windmills, again, shows off his amazing voice. There was a bit in it that sounded like Delilah.
My Delilah. Probably Tom Jones.
No, there was a chord change that sounded like it was going to lead into that. I was like, what's going on here?
That's my dad's karaoke song, that is.
Have you seen that video of the old man shouting it?
No.
Oh, mate, I need to send you that. That's so funny. He's on karaoke and he's just yelling it.
Is it my dad?
No, funnily enough. No, it's not. Popstar?
You're right, sorry. It does sound like it's going to
I know
go
it
into
fucking
Delilah.
does, yeah. You
Bob on that,
cheeky
mate.
prick.
Bob on.
Popstar, it's cool, but... I know it's cool, but can see that I don't think this album is for me. That's when I made that decision. No Hole in My Head. I just bought Shagadelic Baby. It gave me those like 70s vibes. I think it was more like the rhythm of like all the instruments and stuff. We covered this, but the Talking Reality Television Blues has a Radiohead like riff, which I saw people mentioned on like the YouTube video comments, but I do like that
You
one.
said it. Sarcastic sod.
Really good journalism,
yeah, it is
Yanni.
actually, yeah. But at least I said it outright. You know, you said your thing, and you came back to it. Try to, yeah. I don't like this vibe from you, Cal. Come on. This is the C. I got Bowie vibes. Bowie.
Days and days and days.
Did anyone else, or was it just me? Hello?
Sorry.
Is anyone here? Hello?
Yeah, I get it.
You get me? Oh,
I get
man.
you.
I was just
I
waiting for you
got
to say that to me. Thank you.
I know you haven't listened to all these songs.
Yeah, I'm growing old. My only note next to that is Sad Jones. But yeah, it's not for me. But like I say, if I to say anything about it, the musicianship, it's easy for me to say, is fantastic, and his vocal ability is amazing. You couldn't tell he's as old as he is
Old
just from
couldn't
his voice. But if you saw him, you think, "Fucking hell, Tom,
he? Old bastard.
calm down a bit, will you?"
Yeah, spot on that, mate. Thank you very much for your thoughts.
Would you call this album
Yeah.
pop? Because it's specified under pop.
It's like
It's
Really?
like 50s pop. I don't know.
Liam, what would you
It's not
call
really-
this if you had to
I would call
genre
this.
define it?
It's very of a previous time, isn't it? I don't really know.
Lovely stuff.
it's
Now
not-
the
Do you want an answer? Rock and roll.
rock and roll, baby.
Because it's just
For
like
the
at that
kids one.
time where all music was rock and roll or pop, and they're both the same thing.
Yeah.
I want to just quickly add in
Oh god.
that I realise we haven't, like, these are all covers, but no one's mentioned the originals.
Yeah.
Windmill
Bullshit.
of Your Mind is not too dissimilar to the original, but is a good spin on it. I definitely think
Brilliant.
it's done well. And also Popstar, they're the only two I knew. Popstar is very different to the original, and does a good job. Anyway, yeah, thanks.
Thank you for that, Liam. I really
And
lovely.
the
there's
album,
more.
I think the album cover, I've just noticed, is good, and so is the title. This is like a good project, like a full formed idea and concept.
it's
very
well
good.
executed,
It's well executed, yeah. The full thing is.
but
well
it's just
executed.
not for me.
Shut up, Yanni.
Can you get that in your thick skull, Liam? God.
And if any of the listeners like this album, go and watch him in Sunnyvale
Hey.
on
The
a
kids
Wednesday
arena.
for some reason.
Oh, have you heard about Zuba?
Oh, don't.
I mean,
R.I.P.
what do you mean? Oh right, yeah, that was for ages ago.
That was for
I
ages.
mean, that was for ages.
They're
That was
pulling out the whole of the Old Queen's Market now, aren't
yeah, but I think
Wow.
they're doing like a little food court or something, aren't they?
they?
Oh, lovely.
who
Oh, I
wants
love a little
bloody
food court, mate.
There's a
Oh.
Mackey's right there. Grow up.
Next album, we've
I think it's friggin' Arndale. or what?
I've said we've listened to. I've not. Dinosaur Junior's newest venture.
How have you not listened to it? You've been in the same room.
Yeah, we don't do the same thing. God, he's his own man.
There was
Are
sound.
you trying to tame this guy?
Yeah, he's been off all day as well. I'm going to dob him in. He's been off all day.
Sweep it into space by Dino
Sweep it,
Junior.
Sweep it,
They've
baby.
got tiny arms.
Need a long brush. Sorry, I was going to say sweep. Need a long brush. Especially to get into space. Wow.
Wow,
It's pretty
Wow.
impressive.
Cal, go on.
Oh God.
You are the oldest Carl.
I'm. Fuck.
You're the oldest there. Come on.
Okay, fair.
This is your album.
I'm gonna do a Yanni on this one. and say it's absolutely fine, but it's not for me at all. And that's my thoughts on the album. No, musically, it was all right. Didn't enjoy anything. It was all too boring. I think "I Ain't" is quite a good song. So what I just said, I didn't enjoy anything. I quite enjoyed "I Ain't."
You're such a liar.
And I wouldn't say I could fault any of the tracks, but I was just so bored. Really, really was.
What
bored.
did you? What did you? I feel like my brain's melting. Am I having a stroke?
Okay,
Let me just catch up. What was I trying to say? What did you make eventually of J Mascis's voice?
Yeah,
Did you get used to it?
I did get used to it a bit. I did go into this thinking that the voice would really be a turn-off point for me. However, it just can't. It was just there. It was just part of it for me. I just didn't really. I wasn't enthused by anything that happened. Everything seemed the same. The song "Walking to You" started off quite a bit different, and I thought, oh, maybe it's gonna do something more interesting. It did not. It went very boring very quickly again. And that's just my overriding thought on the long play.
The long play. Wow.
Liam.
wow.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to mirror most of those thoughts.
Fucking
No,
hell.
genuinely. I
Honest to
also
God.
liked I Ran Away, Garden, Take It Back. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of them I had it on in the car while I was driving around. It was sunny, I had the windows down, and it was perfectly enjoyable for driving around. Do you know what I mean? It was nice background music.
Perfectly acceptable music.
Perfectly acceptable. I was not pulled over by any police. Did not break any laws or make any offence. But yeah, to sit and listen to the songs, they're just boring. Essentially, within the songs, there's a lot of repetition of like the lyrics and things like that. It seems throughout a lot of it. It just seems like a lot of it just doesn't really go anywhere. It's hard because it's one of those where you know that the music's good, and like obviously J Mascis is a fantastic guitarist and Murph's a great bass player and the drummer's a great drummer, whatever his name is. I don't know what his name is.
I believe it's drummer.
And the bass player's not called Murph.
No, it's called
It's a fella from the Wombats. His name's Lou Barlow. Don't know where I got Murph from. Maybe the drummer's called Murph. Who knows? But they're all very good musicians, and the music is good, and some of the guitar work is really good. Some of the solos and stuff, and they're all fine songs, but just not interesting, really.
Yeah. That's the main thing. It doesn't, like you say there, it doesn't really go anywhere with most of the songs.
Yep.
If anything, it's just there's a solo at the end, and that's about it.
Yeah, some great guitar tones. Though.
Yeah, well, obviously you'd expect that though, wouldn't you, from
Of course.
Mascis?
Back in the day, were these heavy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say
Loud.
My
It was
my
loud,
thoughts
wasn't
of Dinosaur Jr. is not this. This
There
seems very la la and very happy.
They're the kind of band that like there are stories of live shows where people were like ears bleeding and things at the end, you know, like very loud, but never
Nice.
like heavier. Like
Not like
this is like almost what it was, but the
it was just loud. That's it.
Yeah, I
Everything's
don't
just
know.
loud. But this
and
is
maybe just a bit darker as opposed to this is a bit
think-
happier.
I think I've seen these live.
well, if you have, mate,
That's
you're very
pretty
lucky
cool.
to have seen.
I think I've seen them at Benny Cassim, and I was sat on
Oh,
the back
possibly.
grass eating a pizza.
that sounds like the perfect way to listen
Yeah.
and watch Dinosaur Jr.
Well, this album,
That would be
Spain.
fantastic.
eating a pizza,
Are
back
they
at
playing?
the field.
I'm sure they're playing Primavera. Have I made that up?
Well, if they are, then
Oh yeah.
I know we'll be.
Oh yeah.
On a field.
Anywhere else.
Yeah. Getting a drink. No. They're just a really good band. The bass drummer is called Murph. That's some good back brain knowledge there from Liam Godfrey. But yeah. Thanks, Dino Jr. Thank you.
The only
boys.
song that I will go back to is "And Me" because that's the one that I skipped through and thought, quite like it. I remember "I Ran Away" was the one that we listened to the other week or
Yep.
so, and that was quite tame. And then you said, "What about that ripping guitar solo?" And we discovered it wasn't
Yeah,
ripping.
it wasn't ripping. Yeah.
But the rest of the songs sounded heavier than that song, which took me back. I was expecting them more to be kind of
What,
laid back like that.
Yeah, that was like the most. I was expecting a more laid back album in full.
Yeah,
I thought
okay.
that's what they were going for.
That's saying a lot
but they didn't.
because I didn't listen to this album, so I'm glad that what I just said made sense.
No, it was a bit more traditional Dancehall Junior, but just a bit more kind of like happy sounding.
Okay.
As opposed to some, I don't know. I've not listened to a lot of Dancehall Junior, but it tends to be a bit more dark. Not dark, but
Dinosaur Junior and Aficionado.
Aficionado.
Yeah, in fish.
In fish.
Fucking hell, I need to go out.
And that's been our album roundup, I guess, for Hot of the Press.
Yeah.
Anything else to say? Now's your time. Now's your time. Surrounded by time.
No.
Soup in space. Let's move on to the singles, baby.
That's me. I'm not single.
Go on, tell more.
Novel? We're going to go with that, aren't we?
Yeah, novel. No zero frill.
Notice of Foreclosure.
Foreclosure, yeah.
I really liked the song. Really liked it a whole lot. We put it on again today, didn't we, Liam? Didn't we, Ali?
We did, Yanni. We bloody did.
I thought it sounded quite 80s.
Mm.
The riff, I think, was the main thing. The tone of that.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is I can see how the riff would get very annoying towards the end because it is.
See, that's
very repetitive, isn't it?
That's how I felt. I thought it was pretty cool to start with, but it did get repetitive.
I think it's good for like not fully focusing on it, like in the background.
Perfect for how you prepare for the podcasts.
Yes, it is.
It was. I just liked how it went. It was just going. Do you know what I mean? It didn't stop. It was just the constant drum beat, which was a good beat.
Incessant
Guitar. It was incessant,
relentless.
But I enjoyed it, and I liked this. I liked the vocals. I liked what he was doing with the vocals.
He liked it.
All that.
So yeah.
But I am. Sorry, Callum. You haven't said anything.
No, I did.
Okay. I remember when we talked about their last track. I don't know if either of you really cared for it much.
I can't remember.
I don't know if you listened to it actually, Yanni. If I'm honest.
What is this?
Group Disease. It was called novel.
All right. Spoiler for the next song, everyone.
Okay. Next up, an Ice Age. That's the way we'll be going if we don't hold corporations to account. And then new track, Gold City, which is the way we will go if we do hold corporations to account. Okay, tell us, Yanni, you go first.
I put Bad Seeds ? I again robbed this comparison. I saw some, but there was a specific part where I thought it sounded a little bit like it, but that's with very minimal knowledge of the Bad Seeds. I said it sounds quite well. Actually, no, we've said it sounds quite noughties rock especially in the chorus anyway.
Yeah, like late 90s, early
noughties.
90s.
Clearly in the chorus. But also you said it didn't sound very good.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, the quality wasn't very good, which is a shame.
Completely agree with.
I also didn't like the song at all.
Oh, I really like it. So I think it's a big shame that it doesn't sound very good, but the song itself I really like. I think the structure and every part of it is very good. It feels very nostalgic to me. Feels like an older song that I can't really put my finger on, but yeah, I like it. I'm quite looking forward to their album because the few singles they put out have been quite interesting to me.
I'm glad you think so.
Same with Novel, really. These two we missed from last week, didn't we? Novel and Ice Age.
I wondered why they were spaced.
I don't think Ice Age was from last week. Was it?
Well, it's.
I think it was.
it
was
from last Thursday. I think it's from last Thursday.
Oh, that's why then. That's why I did it.
So we missed Novel and Ice Age from last week. Now on to this week's releases.
Yes. So, Mandrake Handshake with the song Monolith.
Make sure you're wearing ear protectors. Is that right?
Yeah.
That is right, yeah.
Thank God for that.
Well done, Liam.
Thanks, Shane.
It's a long song.
Very long.
I thought it was quite chill, but
yeah,
that was about all I could really say. It didn't do a great deal for me.
Yeah,
I appreciated it, but that was about it.
I think vocally it sounded very much like Porridge Radio, which surprises me that you liked it, Jan.
It was all right.
I liked the arpeggiated synth that came in like in the bridge, that like kind of like pulsated back up to the vocals. But as I quite often say, I think it could have gone in a bit harder. And I also liked the sporadic, heavier riffs that came in. But, didn't set me world light, but I thought it was a good track.
Liam.
I agree.
Okay. Brilliant.
There's
Next
about
song.
19 people in this band as well. I looked on their Spotify and the photo is just like full of people. It's
Did
ridiculous.
not one of them decide to
heads.
say, right, let's do a chord change? Let's do something else. Come on, we're doing this for 20 minutes. Let's move on. No, I'm joking. It did go on for a bit, but it was good.
Now, this one's going to be divisive, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, no, hang on. We've got Hayley first, haven't
we skipped Miss Williams here. Yeah,
Miss
we are.
Williams. Hayley Williams. Colour me in. Colouring. What colour was she colouring?
Hayley Williams.
Yeah.
Just kind of yellow.
Yellow.
Now, I would have said like an orange previously.
Yeah.
She's
I get
yellow to
that.
me.
I
I
get
guess
your
she's
orange.
blonde and I don't know, yellow seems to fit.
Okay.
Callum?
I'd go with a baby pink or a baby blue.
Okay. I don't. Yeah,
That's just
don't get
his
that.
favourite colours.
Yanni, what would you paint? Colour?
Pink.
Pink.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't fit to me at all.
This song, Colour me in.
Okay.
Okay, but could do without it.
Again,
My notes.
nothing special, but I thought Hayley's voice sounded amazing, as it often does.
Mhm.
I've still been meaning to go back to the album. Still not done that. We say that every time we mention Hayley Williams. And also
Just in case
melodically,
We'll go back to Hayley
melodically, it sounded a bit like Hallelujah in some places.
It's not that hard to make a song that sounds like Hallelujah.
Well,
Sorry, Callum.
but yeah,
Sorry.
that's
Inside joke.
Inside joke there. But yeah, I'd like a weird like circusy kind of, or like merry-go-round feel to it. I thought with the keys. I don't know what I'm talking
I don't think
about.
you
But
do,
it was
yeah.
fine. It was fine.
Fine. Just
Fine.
harmless. There you go. Now, we're talking about the divisive one. Cheek face, or as they're known on our notion, Chi face.
Cheap face.
We need a bigger dumpster. Now, Callum, I want you to go first for this one.
You look at me.
right. If anyone has heard my review of the Cheek Face album that we covered, or that Liam covered and I just weighed in on,
Yep.
they're not for me. Putting it lightly. I think musically, good stuff. I like. They've got some good ideas. I think lyrically, quite amusing, and I don't know what other word I'm trying to say is, but it was a compliment. However, I absolutely hate the vocals.
Just
I'm not
tell
not
everyone you hate
slagging off-
Americans and move on. Go on.
not
say it.
slagging off the way his ability to sing, because clearly he's a decent singer, better than me. But oh god, it's annoying, isn't it? Fuck me.
No.
Well,
It's not
this is where it
really.
becomes divisive, but only for me and Liam against you. Because this song I very much enjoyed. Liam will tell you.
Yanni was pissing himself at this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Loved it.
I'm not denying that. I did
And he
really
was singing
appreciate
along,
the song.
singing along in the chorus.
It was the
Having a good
lyrics to the
time.
chorus. I caught a cold. I coughed on all my friends. Now everyone is coughing on everybody else, and we're coughing on our doctors, and our doctors cough out. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. It is fantastic. Lyrically, it's great.
Lyrically, it is very good. But I will admit that.
The only comment about the vocals that I mentioned to Liam before was that it sounds too good for that style. So I mentioned that Pavement, Steve Malcolmus, lead singer of, he's not the best singer in the world. So sometimes it sounds a bit ropey, a bit out of key. Whereas this, it's all like perfectly in key with that style.
Yeah.
So it sounds like fake. It sounds like
Yeah.
a robot's just
Yeah.
done
It,
it.
it feels like it needs to be, a bit more ropey or something, or just a bit more messy.
all rough around the edges.
But then I guess that wouldn't fit because the music's very tight and it's very kind of, it's not as meandering. It's all very straightforward, I guess.
Maybe.
So it's a kind of a paradox in a sense.
Yeah. So lead singer of Cheap Face, stop having such a good
Something
voice.
so good.
Shove it to him
Well,
out, then
what I would
Yeah.
say is like I mentioned with Pavement, I think this is music that I would definitely, if we were all together and it was on, but we were talking, I'd have a good time with it being on.
So we couldn't hear it.
Basically, yeah. But it's hard because I do appreciate the song. The song itself is good. I'm not denying that, but just not for me. I'm afraid.
It's fair enough.
Yeah.
I really liked the last album. I haven't gone back and listened to the first album yet. I don't know why. Should do, because I think it's just more of the same essentially. But this was more of the same, and I enjoyed it. The lyrics are very good. Witty commentary as always. It's always enjoyable. I don't mind his vocal style or his voice, I guess. I can see how it's very kind of like, is deadpan the right word? In a vocal sense? Kind of just like straight.
Yeah, it's very straight, very rigid.
Yeah, I guess so. So I guess I can see how you might not be into that, but it doesn't bother me. Or at least I'm used to it, I guess.
Was it Yanni who said you had to train yourself to like Pavement?
I did.
Yeah. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
about me
I
or
feel
just
like
in general?
No, I
Oh, I thought
I
that
had
was
to-
sorry.
No, Yanni said it about himself. I feel like if I gave it enough time and like proper try, I think I'd enjoy it. But as someone who is just creeping into this style of music, I don't know. Just doesn't.
Yeah, it's
It's not
yeah,
accessible.
I guess so.
I get
I
that.
think there are a lot of bands lately though, or singers where, think of like, I don't know, the Smiths, like a band that was so well loved as the Smiths. I mean, obviously there's a lot to be said about that, but I really like the Smiths music, and it took me a long time to get used to Morrissey's voice, and that's not even that weird. It's just kind of different.
Yeah.
I guess for some people,
I know
things
what you mean.
you just bounce off it, and the more you listen to it, the more you get used to it. I was the same with Pavement and Malcolmus. I remember the first song I heard and was like, "Well, this is really weird and interesting." And it was like a new thing I'd never experienced, and so I didn't really think much about the voice. And then the more I listened, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of." But you just get used to it, I guess.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, I think the song's really good. The music's to classic Cheek Face. It's just a good band. I'm surprised they're not like, maybe they are in America or something, but more well known, because they're very. Is adept a word? No, not
It is a word.
Is it the right word?
Couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna Google it and I'm gonna find out if adept's the right word. Yes, adept. You're welcome. Next up, something I have lots of. Very,
Carter?
very little. No rattlesnakes. Hey, no
That's
self-esteem. No, listen, I do this all the time.
Hey.
I know what I'm talking about.
Hey, mate.
Hey, self-esteem, I do this all the time.
All right.
No, that's the other one, mate. You ever played ping pong? Hey. Callum, tell me about this
Please don't
song,
leave me.
please.
It's
good.
Self-esteem. I don't know her name, but I do. Rebecca, but she used to be in Slow Club. If you've ever heard of that band,
Nope.
Maybe.
had a video with Daniel Radcliffe in where he was in a pub called Beginners. You might have seen it. Anyway,
No.
This is new stuff from Rebecca, and it's very different to the stuff I heard off the first record. I appreciate the spoken word and the content of the lyrics. However, I don't think it fits. It feels quite forced. Like between the spoken word and the singing doesn't flow.
Yeah.
It seems very, part A, part B. Whereas another song that we mention in a bit flowed very, very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the content of the lyrics I enjoyed. I thought it was quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I particularly liked the chorus. The chorus was very good, but I don't know. I think
You
it'll
don't
take a few
know.
more listens. Take a few more listens, I think.
Yanni?
I should put deep, bro. Not for me, but can appreciate it. That's what I've got. I'm not a fan of this spoken word nonsense malarkey. Just sing.
Yeah, I kind of, I think you were right there, Callum, from what you were saying, that it didn't.
Do you mirror my thoughts?
I would say that I would mirror your thoughts, yeah. And you made me think, and I realised as you were speaking that if you were watching like a TV show like Skins or something, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and someone on. I've never watched Skins, so I could be very off here, but
Yep.
don't bother.
How strange.
And one of them decided to make a track. It would sound like this. I think the song created
like when
within
they-
the program. Maybe not
like
Skins,
when-
but it's like a TV show song.
I can imagine if someone was breaking the fourth wall, and then like it
Yeah.
becomes a musical episode, everyone joins in at the chorus.
Yeah, it's got that. It's got those vibes. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm touching
But
on.
I thought it was decent. Like I said, I don't think it was as fluid as a song we'll mention in a bit.
As water,
It was definitely not as fluid as water.
right? What is?
Liquid football.
I'll tell you what isn't. This next song.
Oh my fucking Christ!
Do you know when
Frank
we actually?
Carter. Oh, go on.
I was going to say, do you know we cut 2 songs off this, which we're not going to mention because they were. We can't mention them.
No.
They were
No, I
shit.
don't think we should. Yeah, they weren't for us.
Beasters and Subways.
I
They're new
said they're
songs.
shit, so they definitely shouldn't mention them.
But
they were, no.
I did just mention.
Um,
I almost said the same about this, but then I thought it was worth talking about.
Oh, I agree. I think with the other two, they're not bands we've covered before. Whereas, well, we've covered Joe Talbot's band, but this
I think
song
we've
is
covered-
Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes, "My Town," featuring Joe Talbot of Idols. I have written 2 words down. Dog shit.
did you watch the video, did you?
Oh no, I didn't. I haven't even. I have, but I didn't even connect it. But oh
It
my
does
god,
also
it's
mention
so
dog shit in
bad.
this.
Well, yeah, he says about stamping dog shit or something.
Not picking up your dog shit, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I thought Liam will give my reaction, but I
Yeah.
don't know if you'll remember what my reaction
Yanni,
was.
you could tell he wasn't enjoying it up until I've got music in my ears. It's confusing me here. He didn't. You can tell he didn't enjoy it, and then eventually got to the Joe Talbot part, and he sat in silence and listened to it, and then it finished, and he just sat in silence a bit longer, and just kind of looked at me and say, "What the fuck was that?"
Why
was
why have you put this on Notion? Disappointed is what I is, I know.
Yeah, I like "Kitty Sucker," the song by Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes. But
Sorry, what did you
Kitty's-
just call me?
"Kitty Sucker."
Oh,
But,
yeah,
yeah, this was so bad.
this felt again like cringe rock, where it was like I always thought Frank Carter and his Rattlesnakes were quite a technically proficient band. Like I feel like I've heard some good riffs and stuff from them, but I could be very wrong. And his vocals from this song weren't what I thought they would be. But this was mostly kind of
Shit.
electronic sounding as opposed to a band, I think. It sounded like a drum machine. And
This is the one I mentioned where like it goes into the chorus and it does the thing that all of these like
Yep.
rock, newer rock ones or like edgy ones are trying to do,
Mhm.
but then like it goes really pop with like the chord progression and the sounds it goes for, but it just becomes more electronic, like you say.
Yep.
There's like riffs in the like synth riffs in the background and stuff.
and drum
Yeah, I
machine.
know what you mean. Very Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not that I listen to them, but yeah.
Young Frankie's vocals are just annoying.
Yeah.
And Joe's little every so often.
You said
Yeah.
like, what did you say about Frank Carter's vocals? Like, if you're not listening like properly, it just sounds like
I
he's
don't know.
doing. That just sounds like.
Oh no, that wasn't this song, was it?
Was it not?
It sounds like it's going, rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was this
Oh,
one.
that sounds identical to this song.
Yeah.
But because Joe Talbot's part didn't come in till like very near the end.
Yep.
I genuinely thought his feature was just him going.
Yeah.
That's what I said to
Yanni
him.
said to me, he's like, "Is this all he's doing? is this Joe?" Because he's going, "Ah, ah." And then Joe's bit comes in, and I think if you were to extract it from this song, and those lyrics sang in that way on an Idols track wouldn't seem too bad. I don't think. Like the lyrics weren't very good, but he sang as he sings, and it was kind of as it is. But over the kind of electronic, like a drum machine and whatever synth was going on, it just did not work at all. And also, what
Not
was
at
being
all.
played from the synths didn't match what he was singing, and it just sounded so like mishmashed. It just was not
Mishmash.
a good time. Not a good time.
Not a good time for anyone. But that's enough of that one.
It's crazy though. Like Joe Talbot's been on this track, and he was on that Larry Punk the Human one, wasn't he? I feel like he's been on another one, maybe. And he seems like a really good guy to have featuring on your song. But the 2 times it's happened have been dog shit. So...
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Who knows?
Without a doubt of a shadow. Now, next band, Squid. Liam loves these so much. He loves Squid.
I do love Squid.
Calamari.
I
In my
love
belly.
Salt Pepper Squid.
Pamphlets is the name of the song. It's 8 minutes long.
And 4 seconds. Annoyingly, actually, on Spotify, it's only 8 minutes and 3 seconds. But the art says 8:04.
Oh,
does it? I thought the art said it 8:03.
No, this is 8:04.
that is irritating.
Very annoying. I'm going to check the other ones now.
This is a big fat meh for me.
Well, I think this song would have been very, very good if they hadn't have already released Narrator, which is a lot better than it and very, very similar.
Yeah.
I would like to say I am excited for the album, but for the love of God, can they stop releasing 8-minute songs and learn to trim?
Funny you should say that, because me and Liam worked this out before, that the album in total is only 55 minutes long, and I think there's only 11 songs or something, or 10 songs, which means that the rest of them aren't going to actually be that long. Like, these will be the longest songs, more than likely.
You think that there's 3 songs there that are like at least 7 minutes long, which is 20 minutes. So there's 8 songs for half an hour, which is, quick maths, less than 4 minutes. That's less than 4 minutes. That's not that bad.
So I was just saying to Liam before that I hope there's not just like 30-second skits or like interludes.
I think there'll be a couple.
Really be upset with that.
I think there'll be a few joining tracks.
Yeah.
Interludes.
Also, this is the last one on the album, and I don't like it when artists release the last of the album.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I feel like Do we know what the first song is?
No,
we've not heard it.
No, we haven't heard it. Okay. Yeah, it's weird to know that this is how the album ends.
Yeah, I don't.
And I also don't feel like it's a good ending.
No.
Narrator would have been a better ending.
Narrator is a fantastic song,
without doubt. Yeah.
And I feel like I prefer this. I haven't gone back and listened to the other one that we did the last couple of weeks ago.
Paddling? Or is that...
Paddling, yes. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't really remember much about that. I feel like this had some good ideas and stuff, and it was quite interesting in parts, but they're just too long, man. It's too long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now
Now
we've ventured into bizarre territory. Willow.
Yes.
She's recovered from a neck injury.
Hey.
Hey.
She's collected a soul from the 4th dimension.
Yes, it's T space R space A space N. No, it's transparent soul. Featuring
I wish you did it.
Travis Barker. This really, really like the instrumental, like a lot.
Like straight up.
But the lyrics are cack, and I don't like her voice.
I love that word so much.
I feel like the pop punk style of the vocals doesn't suit the music at all, which is odd because obviously Travis Barker drumming, you'd expect the music to be more pop punk-esque, but I don't feel like it is.
It wasn't pop punk enough.
Well, no, I like the music was the good part, so I'm glad the music did what it did, but I did not like the.
I don't know what vocals you'd put over that.
Well, just not this.
I think you're being a bit harsh.
Well, that's my job.
That's literally. It's not your job, Yanni.
I don't get paid for this.
You work for.
Believe it or not. Tell anyone.
Yanni's popping pills as we talk. It's a disgrace. I've told him before.
Pills, for Christ's sake.
I think her voice really fits this style of music more than what she's been doing. Not more than, actually, because I quite like some of her stuff from that album she did that time. But yeah, I thought this was fine. My problem was that it didn't have to be Travis Barker drumming. It could have been anyone. I don't really feel. I know you said that it sounds like him in terms of the actual sound of the drums, but anyone could replicate that. I guess that's the thing with drums is you could replicate that, and it wasn't that
Tell you what you can't replicate. Feel.
exactly, and there wasn't much feel in this though.
There
It was
was.
a very straightforward drum.
Nah,
pattern.
it wasn't, mate. You need to listen harder.
Agree to disagree. But I think it worked anyway.
Carl?
Yeah.
You're here.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this.
Yeah.
I don't think, other than Whip My Hair, I don't think I've ever listened to a Willow tune, and that wasn't by choice. I think the vocals sounded quite Paramore-esque, but without any
Yeah.
grit or
Mm.
oomph. But it was, it was pleasant. I enjoyed it.
There were quite a
Didn't
lot of kind
offend
of edgy lyrics that I think, well, as the daughter of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, it just didn't. It seemed a bit disingenuous, I guess.
No matter what song is released by a member of the Smith family, it will not be as good as Ghost by Jaden.
I mean,
That is a
surely.
straight up
I'm
bop.
surprised you hadn't said Miami by Will Smith. That doesn't seem right. That you didn't just go straight to Miami.
I was expecting the Will Smith song. You've said
Yeah.
Ghost and it did take me back a bit, but that is
I don't think I
a
know
tune.
Ghost actually, to be honest.
Oh, it is very good. Talking of the song that I previously alluded to about moulding into spoken word and song nicely, we have Finger Pies, which
Oh,
are my favourite kind,
don't tell people about my Saturday nights.
by Annika, I'm going to go with.
Yep,
Yeah.
I've heard her. Straight to that finger pie that she's having. What? I don't get what I'm going with this.
What I found very strange is because I watched the YouTube video and I heard read in the comments that Annika had come back after like 8 years or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, I've never heard of this artist."
Hmm.
And then I found out
Oh,
that they're British, spoken like in interviews, so British, but sings with a bit of or does this song with a bit of a German accent.
German.
9.
Well, but they're based in Berlin, so I presume it's a German accent.
Okay.
But yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. If
An
I picked it.
accent from it.
didn't you?
I can't remember.
I just remember. It
Well, there we
sounded
are.
like a person.
But yeah, I thought the song was pretty good, and I wrote down here that I like the easy flow between singing and spoken word, as I've mentioned about 4 times now.
Oh,
You have
I've
mentioned that a few
recognised the album artwork for that. For like been on for 11 years. 11 years was the last. Oh no, they released an EP in 2013. If that's the same thing. Surprisingly, Cal, you never guess what I want to say.
So listen to it.
No, I like this.
Oh, bloody hell.
Which is odd because obviously, like you say, it's that sprechen Sie Deutsch.
This is Frequency Deutsch. Almost.
I want to listen to it more because I feel like I'll like it a lot if I listen to it more.
Yeah.
But on first impressions of Earth, it was enjoyable. Took me back a bit.
It was.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Gobsmacked. Liam.
It reminded me musically of Deep Town that we covered last week.
Yeah, I get that.
Some kind of like, what's the right word I'm going to use here? What sound am I going to do? I was going to say Middle Eastern, but I don't think that's right. I mean like Egyptian sounding. I did say to you, Yanni, that I think parts of the vocals remind me of Jefferson Airplane. Kind
Yes.
of 60s psychedelic kind of vibe.
Vibe.
And I could see this on one of those videos of everyone sat in a Woodstock blazed. I could just imagine.
Blaze, man.
Blaze, bro.
Blaze,
I can. It would fit there, I think, in that kind of vibe. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it.
Same vibe.
Vibe, bro. So much vibe. But yeah, I don't know if I'd return to it,
Wow.
to be honest.
Bloody,
I
you.
think I have much for
You're
it.
just all full of surprises, aren't you?
That's me, baby.
Ding
Let
dong.
there be light.
Ah.
Liam, when we can see each other again, I don't know why I'm just directing this at Liam. Yanni, I would also like to open the
No,
floor to you.
you've only invited me.
I'm not invited anyway.
What sport would you like to play when we can finally see each other again?
Table tennis.
I would love to play table tennis.
Table tennis. Good.
I love table tennis.
I love table tennis. Was this the
I
song
like
that made
table
us say that yesterday, or was it yesterday that we mentioned that?
Yesterday, I feel like I mentioned that.
That's so weird, isn't it?
I think I put it on yesterday.
Did you?
Maybe.
I can't remember it.
Possibly not.
I was doing my job, and
Yanni does a job at
Turned-
a place
turned myself towards Liam, and
like this.
I said, "How good would it be if there was just a tennis table in there?"
Tennis table. We could just stay sat down,
Yeah.
just play table tennis. Or ping pong.
Ping pong.
Hey.
Chai.
No, I love ping pong. It's just chai. One chai.
Why have I put chai?
Where have you put chai chai? Featuring YMCK. YMCK.
Come on, boys.
Do I need to strap off? What? This is a
Young man.
This is a bop, I think.
It is a bop.
I've not liked
I
anything
knew
these
Cal
have
wouldn't like
released.
this.
However, it is by far the most enjoyable out of the ones we've listened to in the lead up to this album.
You need to listen to Action again.
I don't think I do. However, I still couldn't make it to the end.
Well, me and Liam loved it when I put it on before. It was very good. Thanks. Fun. There's my only notes on this.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to know. Listen to it, it's fun.
It's enjoyable, yeah. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
What's not enjoyable is the amount of research that goes into this next one.
Liam, take the floor.
It's fucking stupid.
Insert voice note.
Insert voice note.
Yeah.
No, well, next
We
up
should
we've
have covered
got
this in the
Don't Leave Me EP by HMLTD. And very kindly, Liam has prepared a little instruction manual for you. I will insert it now.
Reporting live from the HMLTD Danger Zone. We've got news on the new thing. Ask me questions like that, and I can answer them.
How many separate parts do you need in order to have created this?
So according to my primitive level of maths, you can take your finger off the thing.
I know,
You slide
but I
that.
feel a lot better doing it.
Feel more professional.
Yeah.
Because there is 6,004...
Because there are...
Where are we? Start again.
No.
Hello! Welcome back.
Start on the 6,000.
Part 2. Because there are 6,400 unique compositions, I assume that means that with all the separate parts you can make 6,400 full songs. Which, with my maths, means there are 80 separate parts. Because 80 squared is 6,400. That might be wrong, but I think it's right. I could check it really easily. But so, they are going to put up this dynamic musical artwork on this website, which you can, I guess, maybe like click different layers on. They've said that before, haven't they? And that'll play a different sound. So I assume there'll be 80 different layers you can pick from. And I assume, like, say all the background colours would be the bass line, so you don't have more than one bass line. Does that make sense? Okay, you with me on that?
I'm just here to record.
Okay. And it'll go on the website, and it'll be there forever. But they're selling those individual parts to people, and they get to pick or something. I don't really get that part. But so because there's all those millions of thousands of different compositions, they released 3 of them that they've kind of picked themselves, I guess, which are the 3 that are on Spotify, and the rest will be on that website forever. And when you go onto the website, it'll be on whatever the owners of those layers have picked, I think. Thanks for coming to my TED-Talk.
That's been Liam Godfrey, everyone.
You!
Reporting live from Niagara Falls.
Bye.
Back to you, fuckers.
So hopefully that answered everything for you.
That's answered all my questions.
Do I need to run it? I mean, I've got a thing ready to run through, just their email that they sent. I can read their email.
Oh yeah, go on then. Because
that probably made
I'll
no
still include
sense.
the voice note.
Yeah.
I think it'll be funny.
So it says the world's first permanently dynamic song. It only talks about one, so this is an EP of 3 songs, but I guess this still applies to all of them. Don't Leave Me is just one version of the 6,400 unique compositions, not trivially different, but each one its very own song, made possible by our dynamic musical artwork, Leaving. The different layers which make up the composition will go up for auction in collaboration with our partners, Async, tomorrow, which is today. Thursday, 29th of April, 4 p.m. So they've already been on an auction, I guess. Layer owners have the power to change their part of the song and decide which of the 6,400 unique forms it takes. The master song will respond in real time to these inputs, existing as a permanently ever-changing song in a constant state of flux. This song, the first ever of its kind, will be hosted on the Async Gallery website for everyone to listen to as it passes through its metamorphic life. So I think my voice note was wildly inaccurate.
And also after having the voice note in there will be about 3 minutes solid of your unknowledgeable instructions and information, which people have to listen to, which I find quite amusing.
Yeah, perfect. So
we all have to listen to it, didn't we? So
yeah, I had to say it. Tell to us, me. So this was 3 songs. So they have "Don't Leave Me" and they have the other 2, which I'm glad. "Lover's Not." So "Don't Leave Me" was chapter 1, Despair, and then "Lover's Not Enough," chapter 2, Grief, which was featuring Tallulah Eden, and then "Do This By Yourself," chapter 3, Wrath, with Seth Evans. So these are 3 versions of songs that could be created using the aforementioned layers of the Leaving artwork. I guess they've just pieced these 3 together and thought we should all hear them. Now, we'll start with the first one, "Don't Leave Me." I thought this was alright.
this is my favourite one out of the 3.
This is my favourite one out of the 3 as well.
It was the most song one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it?
I know what you mean. I think
It was,
the whole idea is cool, isn't it? But
Wanky.
it's wanky. It's just so
yeah,
wanky.
no, that's what I mean. It's a cool concept, but it is wanky. And I mean,
already
I
feel
found
like
myself
it's not been done
bored
well.
listening to the same song, but just different variants of it.
I thought, to be fair, that across the 3 songs, they were different enough that it didn't feel like that, and it felt more interesting that you could hear them. I also just think that all 3 of the songs weren't really that good, and so I don't think there's going to be any particularly very good versions. But this first one's probably the best of, obviously, the 3 we've heard.
Yeah.
Maybe someone will be able... I guess someone won't be able to, because there's only one version of it, and it's down to however many people own these layers to pick whichever one. So no one's going to be able to get all these pieces and work through them all and find the best version. It's going to be this constantly changing thing. It's just going to be irritating.
Liam hates this.
It's just...
With a passion.
I don't know. The second one wasn't too bad, I don't think. The third one, the vocals were really annoying to me. And the music was weird.
It didn't sound very HMLTD to me, the first one.
We both kind of
but
looked at each other and said it was just like the Blossoms. The Blossoms.
Yeah, it sounded very much like Blossom.
Just like Blossoms.
but now, like you could say, what do HMLTD sound like?
Wow,
Not
good
like
question.
this. Not like
Not
this.
like this,
You
yeah.
pulled a face when we said it sounded like Blossoms there, Carl.
Same
No, I
sound
pulled the
as
face
so
at Liam
Blossom.
saying the Blossoms,
Oh,
Yeah, sorry. Not sorry.
sorry.
but I
Colin.
can't really remember the musicality of that one. But I can imagine. I remember it being quite.
It's actually pronounced musicality.
So yeah.
Okay.
Are we going to mention the show?
Oh, go on. Actually, yeah, because we
Mention the
might.
show. So on that same email that came out regarding that load of rubbish, they also had a headline: "Our most ambitious live show ever." I know this is going to be a lot of words, but I need to read it because if not, it doesn't make any sense. On 16th of November 2021, we'll be playing our one and only live show of 2021 at Heaven in London, The Order. Am I right in saying that's a gay club? Traditionally.
Wouldn't
made that
know,
up?
mate. Sorry.
It is, isn't it?
I don't know.
I googled it last night, and I think it is.
The Order is not just a live performance, it is an interactive piece of performance art with audience participation and immersive theatre built into it. We've always believed that the orders and systems we live within are purely imagined. On 16th of November, we will create our very own imagined order inside the walls of heaven. What role you occupy within the order depends on what ticket you buy for the event. The higher tier ticket will give you a special authority status on the night, complete with an expanded list of rights, privileges, and powers within the order, and a special one-off piece of merchandise to signal your authority. So that sounds fucking terrifying, whatever's going on there. Sounds really weird. There's more. I'll read this before we talk about it. So when you go to buy the tickets, like I was expecting that the higher level where you're an authority would be quite a bit more. I think it's called Subject is the lower one. I think that's like $14.50.
I absolutely would not want to be a subject at HMLTD.
No way.
And then authority is like £22 or something. So it would definitely just be worth paying more to be authority.
To not get probed.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Wait, is that what you do? I haven't been a subject yet.
Yeah, maybe. Influenced by the Stanford prison experiment, which instantly scared me.
Oh my God.
Sure, we all know about what will happen there. The Wave and Adorno's the authoritarian personality. A mini totalitarian state will be created inside heaven. HMLTD will preside over a cult of personality, issuing commands to the audience according to a predetermined class division. When purchasing tickets to the show, you must choose between two different price tickets, subject or authority. Then be sent an email close to the event that details your rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations. When attending the venue, each audience member will also be provided with a wearable item that distinguishes and makes visible their position within the class system for the event. And then it says, support for the evening will come from Lucia and the Best Boys. And it made me realise it is a music event. There's music. There's going to be a band.
Well, I've got 2 points. 2 points I'd like to make. One, I think you should get some commission off HMLTD for the amount of promotion you've done in this past 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Fair play. Well done.
I just want to get my words in.
2, I have been at pantomimes in the past and been scared of audience participation, so I really don't want to go. I don't think I expressed how scared I was last night when you suggested going.
You definitely did, mate.
I would be
flapping. I want to go.
I think it'd be a fun experience.
Been spared at HLT.
Christ. No, I'm all right, thank you.
Oh, and then underneath it says, the world, like this event, is an imagined order. And then I think this is their lyrics. Throw away your books and rally in the squares. The world is ours and the world is a blank slate.
Yeah.
The world is a blank slate.
Yeah, I really want to go.
I really want to go as well. We'll have to find someone who wants to go who's not a pussy.
On a Tuesday, though, or was it Wednesday? Tuesday or Wednesday in London town.
The cheapest hotel's £130. Fuck off, London.
London's ridiculous.
Fuck
if anyone
off.
wants to keep us for the night, after we've been probably abused. I feel like that's happened.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Nothing that happens to us afterwards would be as bad
I'll
as
sleep
that.
on the streets.
Yeah, that's very true.
But maybe we'll go in September. Is it September? November? Whenever it was. And maybe we'll talk about it if we do go.
So that was HLTD, FG, ABCDE. Don't leave me EP. Tell us what you think. But obviously...
you don't have to.
You don't have to. It's not going to be forced upon you.
It's not. Unless you buy tickets.
Black MIDI with the song Slow. Is the brackets a part of the song, or is that just how
loud? Yeah, so loud.
What are you doing, Liam?
That really
this single version is a louder master than the album version. Genuinely,
it was
that's what
mastered
loud
by
in brackets
Dan
means.
Carey of Speedy Wonderground. Is that right? I'm sure I saw that earlier.
No idea.
Dan Carey of Speedy Wonderground. No?
Jim Carrey.
Jim
of The
Carrey.
Mask.
Is that the film you go to? I think of Jim Carrey. I think of Ace Ventura. That's my first.
Liam,
Oh,
I'm
the
going to
cable
speak to
guy.
you in this one.
Go on.
Okay. We both watched the video and simultaneously listened to the song at the same time. That would be a bit weird if we put the video on with silence and then listen to the song 2 minutes into the video. Fully enjoyed the music video and the whole journey of the song alongside that.
Yeah,
But
music
I'm
video.
never, and I can't stress this enough, never going to listen to the song ever again if I can help
I'm the
it.
same. The music video, incredible. I should have made a note of the person who made that. Incredible.
Yeah, well,
Literally, from beginning to end,
incredible.
cartoon to 3D graphics to
Real life.
and it just blew my
I'm
mind.
back again.
And yeah, the music with it worked, obviously. And it was, again, the same thing of the musicianship's there. It sounds good, sounds interesting. It was like with when I covered Unschooling last week. And I was like, I know all this is good. And like, I'm bopping to it. Then I think, but am I enjoying this? Do I care about this? Will I ever revisit this? The answer is no.
Yep. There you go.
But I probably will, because I'm interested to hear what this album's going to sound like. But
I said we'd never come back to it, but we did watch a bit of the live version of this, didn't we?
We did, and it lasted 20 seconds.
Yeah, before we got bored by it.
But it just is one of those where, like, there's no... It seems like there's more of a song. If you can follow something in this compared to older Black and Moody stuff, it feels.
Yeah, well, they've mentioned that they've been working more on structure rather than just jamming as songs.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you said, did you only listen to this one on the KEXP thing and then get bored? Or did you try and watch the whole thing?
Listen to 5% of this one.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a song
Give
called
or take.
Dethroned, which is going to be on the album, which sounds sick. You might like that. And the live performance of John L was boss as well. But this song was good, but I'm pretty much the same as you. I'm looking forward to the album, but it was the least interesting on the KEXP performance, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
I just don't know
really
when
why it's been released.
I don't know when you just put this on.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
what
can't see it.
circumstance.
I fully enjoyed the experience at the time, but I never want to live through it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I think
That's like the HMLTD thing, I imagine. That's gonna be like, you
Well, yeah,
finish and you
that way.
think, well, that was a waste of time.
John L as a song is very good, but I
John L?
get where you're coming from with this.
John with an L, on. No, listen, Yanni,
Someone
please.
come take your mans.
Please.
Enga Hefferber.
No, you've skipped one.
Have I?
Yash.
Oh, I've gone the wrong way. Jessie Ware, please. Please, Jessie Ware. Liam.
Hi, Yanni, you okay?
And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. It sounded like
Good
that.
night, everybody. Yeah, it sounded like that, you're right. We both realised it sounded like something, and then we're both kind of muttering
Working
to
it
each
out,
other.
and then we came together at that point. And we
was
started saying
beautiful.
it to each other.
It's a bop, but it's also kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was quite boppy, but I mean,
I think the vocals let it down. In that they're not very... The music's really good, but vocals are kind of
There's nothing memorable about the song.
boring, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the vocals aren't bad, don't get me wrong. They just don't, like, as upbeat as you'd think it would be with the music. She usually does quite slow music, am I right in saying that? No?
We're gonna say
I've never listened to it.
yes, because we don't know.
Like, I would have thought it was, like, maybe, like, acoustic or...
Locking in the answer yes. Yeah. So, that's all we have to say on Jessie Ware by the looks of it. By the sounds of it. By the... Yep. Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. There's a song. I wish there wasn't. We're on our way now. And hopefully that is
Hopefully they've got there.
to hell.
Yep.
Never to return home with any form of music. So obvious what the next line of each phrase is going to be.
Yep.
The lyrics are bland, and so is the music. Radio X are going to bum this into next
Oh,
century.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's, pleasant enough, but it's been done hundreds of times and done a lot better every single time. So,
Yes.
didn't really enjoy it.
Yep.
To be quite frank.
Yeah.
My name's Yanni.
No, Callum's being Frank.
Oh.
You can be Charlie if you want.
No, I'm not Charlie.
I just want to be pure.
Callum.
Liam, is that what you got to say? The same thing about that I said?
Sorry.
Yes.
He
Okay.
mirrors your thoughts.
He mirrors my feelings. Reflective.
Oh, about
feelings
that song.
on the
About
pod.
that song. Yeah, I think I'm near a Callum more again. I'm in a Callum mirror today. Pleasant enough, and then boring.
Are we flannel shirting it today?
We are, mate, yeah.
Wow, losers. You lumberjacks.
You're wearing a fleece. You some
Yeah,
kind
because
of
it's the winter.
idiot.
Next up, Metronome
Metronome indeed.
with a song about
Free
something I don't
ends.
know anything about. Outtakes. Because I do it first time every time, baby. No, Metronome, new song, Friends, brackets outtake, the same as the other one called Picking
Put you
Up
in
You,
place.
Picking Up
place.
for You or
Picking me in
something?
Picking
place,
up
pick
for
it out,
you.
Place.
Yeah.
Put.
Friends, Callum, what do you think of this one, mate?
I I quite enjoyed it. I've only heard it once. Sounded quite strange. I can't really give too much of an in-depth opinion because, as I said, I've only heard it once. But sounds good.
Yeah. It is very unusual, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't. It does stuff that you don't expect it to do. Well, especially in the beginning, anyway.
Yeah, it seems really like the timing's really strange, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
This might seem like a thick question. Is it the main guy singing? Because it sounds really different.
It's always him.
Well, no, it's not always.
The drummer sings.
Salted caramel ice cream. The bass player sings.
No.
I think he might sing sometimes,
He does.
but it's mostly
The whole thing.
Yeah.
You're right there, Carl.
Are you sure?
Watch the video. Yes.
No, it doesn't know because it sounds like the main guy.
I
don't
think like
believe you.
I know what you're talking about. So I do
believe
think he sings sometimes, but it doesn't sing the whole thing, surely. Well, that's only a recent thing then, if that's the case, because pretty much everything else is sung by Joe Mount. Apart from the drummer she sings sometimes as well.
Yeah, you've made
and
that
maybe
up,
I guess the bass person.
Sorry, I'm watching the video now. Liam, I'm really sorry to interrupt, but it's important.
Important news, breaking news. Yanni with the breaking news. Yanni, breaking
Cal
news.
is a liar.
No, everyone knew that.
You are. I'm literally watching the main guy.
Callum, I think the point of that is they just kind of swap instruments.
Oh, is it?
Is it?
Oh, okay.
Possibly.
I don't think so.
No. Anyway, yes. We were talking about that song still, were we? Are we still on that one?
I don't think I said what I had to say about it. Which is, it's weird. It sounds not much like, it sounds just like Control Me. But it's not like anything else they've done. Again, it reminds me more of the album Summer 09. Summer 9? Summer 8? Summer 09?
Summer
9.
Number 9.
And so did the last one. Which is interesting again because it's Summer 8 is Summer 8 anyways. Because that's quite a few albums after. Well, it's 2 albums after this one.
I didn't enjoy this as much as the first one.
Yeah, I didn't.
To be honest.
We've only listened to it once as well, but
yeah.
I think my copy of this should be at the house that's empty. Well, it won't be because no one would have collected it, so it's at the post depot. But I think it was sent out.
Poster pot.
But that's all we have to say about the pots.
Yes.
Next up, we have the Gimps.
The king of.
King of the Gimps, and I don't remember why I said it. These guys reminded me, but I called Billie Eilish the King of the Gimps, and I'm not going to take it back. But I think
you're not wrong here.
I mean it positively. Probably. I don't know why I said it. But she's got a new track anyway. I haven't heard it. Callum, have you?
Yes, I was quite underwhelmed. Very different acoustic.
Yes.
Did you... Cal, sorry. I know you're speaking. Did you think that the vocals seemed very loud compared to the rest of the instrumentation?
I can't recall.
Okay.
I'm listening to
Breaking
it now.
news, everyone. You can't recall.
I listened
Cal,
to it on.
are you okay?
YouTube, so.
Memory issues?
I am okay. I have
listening to
not
it now,
forgotten
it
the
sounds
song, but
I'm listening to it now and it sounds fine.
Alright. Sounds like when they come in, they're very loud.
It's interesting that it's acoustic though.
yeah, I don't know. I was quite underwhelmed. I don't know what I was expecting. It's a good song. I'm not denying that, but
It's strange that even like Therefore I Am, which is obviously the last song she put out, is much more like the first album. But then My Future, I think that was slow,
Therefore I Am is going to be on the new album that she's releasing.
The song My Future was a lot slower as well. But so yeah, Therefore I Am's on the new album, and it might just be a mix. I can't think that there are any slower ones like this on the first album.
I don't know. I didn't really care for this one either. I'm not really a massive Billie Eilish fan. I like the documentary, but that's it.
Yeah,
brilliant.
the song's called Your Power.
Oh yeah.
So everyone's aware. My power is to end this segment
Oh, hey!
and to take us into the next one, where we have
Don't misname it.
a crackly, classic, vintage thing in... What's it called, Danny? You do it. I can't be able to do it.
It's a classic.
No, the normal thing about there's a... Oh, can you see it?
Sorry. Sorry, I was too distracted by that beaming light that was
Oh, what is
right in my eyes.
What is it?
Liam, you hit that Guys, turn that light off.
Yeah.
Christ, it's too bright.
Oh, what is it, Yanni?
Why is it on me? Like it's just a spotlight. It's a classic album spotlight. Everyone.
It's a classic. It's a classic. It's a fucking classic, lads. It's classic. 10 years.
So enough.
10
10 years.
10
mate.
years.
Can you believe it?
Bloody
10 years,
hell.
man. And do you know what?
Yeah, man.
I remember this one. I do remember this one. I didn't remember the last couple, but I remember this coming out. I remember the singles beforehand. And I remember reading about it in the NME on the front and one of the front pages where I gave it a little rating. And this is.
Did you have the front cover of Enemy of this album on your wall?
Of this album, I'm not sure. I definitely had Enemy pictures of this band on my wall. The band being the Wombats,
The
Liverpool's
album
own,
being
Lipper graduates. The album being This Modern Glitch.
actually no, sorry, the full title.
This old school malfunction.
No, that's not what I did.
What
Put
do you
that
want?
on
Oh, sorry, the
Notion.
full title. The Wombats proudly present This Modern Glitch, and we proudly present our discussion on this proudly presented album. Yeah, so like I said, I remember this album coming out. This holds a dear place in my heart.
I just want to
What about you
say,
guys?
just so people have a bit of a background, if you've never heard of this album before, if you don't know what's going on, this is the Wombats' second studio album.
Second.
Second, is it? Why is Liam my MC for this?
I'm the hype man. Sophomore.
It was released in the UK on the 25th of April in 2011, which means Liam.
10 years.
Exactly. We need a soundboard. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. That'd be what sound. Should we invest?
You just do it on your keyboard.
Oh,
Get that
good.
through your speakers and just go.
Yeah. Anyway,
No, we should get a really expensive one.
so we were going to come up with a new format for this because the previous ones, personally, I wasn't happy with. But the responsibility was put on to me to come up with
Obvious
that format.
reasons.
And of course,
I was the one
I've
who
not
slagged
done
off the previous.
Yanni's been too busy listening to music. There isn't
the previous
this week's music. Listen to the Strokes in the shower this morning, right?
but he was. This is it.
I heard you. I was on a call.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
I just want to say before we get into this,
I can't breathe when Yanni's on the phone.
you can't. You actually can't. You don't get choruses like this anymore, do you?
Sorry,
No.
we're on to the first track.
No, I'm just talking in general. This album overall,
Oh, banging choruses, mate.
wall to wall chorus.
That would be a bit strange. That would be a bit strange if it was just one big chorus.
It'd be a cracking chorus if it was. though.
But great choruses and great bridges, or middle eights, maybe it's better to say.
Yeah.
And great transitions from one to the other throughout.
Throughout the project,
Throughout.
what are you
Come
doing, mate?
on.
Just
No.
for the Instagram, mate.
No
don't
paps.
you worry.
No pops.
Now, guys, first experience with this album. Hit me with it. Because, and I'll lay the groundwork for
Go on
this,
then,
all
Yanni.
right? So, I can't remember what music channel, what channel it was, what specific
Genre?
program it was.
Topic?
It was like Channel 4. They did a live performance of Perfect Disease.
Okay.
Our Perfect Disease, sorry. And that was my introduction to this album. Not the Wombats, this album. And I remember thinking, wow, synths.
I mean, there are synths aplenty in this.
Because
in this
in
album,
previous album, there's not many synths, if I can recall.
Yeah, it's mostly guitar
Yeah.
music, and they were still a guitar band at this point. But
Mhm.
yeah, there's just the synths is very, very prominent.
But I distinctly remember that performance. That's ingrained in my memory, and that's the first time I remember this. And then obviously there's all the singles which we're going to get into, which are Phenomenal. But guys, now I've waffled on. Can you please recollect to everyone that listens?
So for me, I don't know if I remember exactly when, but I do remember we were talking before about the singles that came out, and I remember Tokyo and Jump Into the Fog as singles. Now, how? I don't know. Again, I think it was just reading the anime, and they have the singles at one point, and they'd kind of talk about them. And then for the album, it probably was the same. I imagine it was quite a big thing in the enemy, probably front cover. Or Callum mentioned it, maybe it was.
I can imagine so.
Yeah. And then, I had the album on CD, as you did. I think this is one of the classic 2 for tenner deals on HMV. No, it can't be because it was new. Maybe I got it later then. Maybe I got it a few years later. But yeah, I just remember, I don't know. I don't really remember what I thought about it. I just liked it. And there was, obviously we'll go into it more, but there's particular songs that I really enjoyed. And I just like the overall vibe. And I guess even from like a, wasn't young, but from a younger age, appreciated like the lyrics and stuff and the wordplay.
Oh, you would have been 13?
12, 13. 12.
Well, you'd have definitely been 13 because you're 23.
Yeah.
And it was 10 years.
I'm trying to... Oh, 2011, of course, yeah. 13.
10 years, mate.
10 years, mate.
Christ.
Listen.
God. This man did...
23.
Did you do maths at A-level? Did you do A-levels?
Failed.
He didn't do
I did higher
A-levels,
maths
mate.
and failed that. I did physics.
He
them all.
failed his A-levels and went to Australia.
Yeah, much better.
And now you've got a very good job, and that gives me hope.
Yeah, just be nice.
Nah.
That's all I do.
Do you?
Yeah. I just get by because people like me.
People like you, but you're not nice.
No, that's true. Sorry, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You just got to play cards right. But yeah, I just remember being into it from that age. And I guess it was one of the first...
That was 12, wasn't it, that age?
12 or 16. Maybe 8. It was one of the first kind of bands that I kind of discovered myself at that age. That was kind of like, that was like my introduction into indie, I guess. Does that make sense?
Indie.
Of my own music taste.
Okay.
So it was one of the like the groundworks for Liam music.
Look where it's brought in now.
Look where I am now. And I don't think I probably had heard some of the singles, like Let's Dance to Joy Division and stuff from the first album, but I never knew of the album really.
Well, I remember, like, from the first album, when I was learning guitar, learning some of those songs on guitar. Because they were very, like, power chordy, bar chords.
Pretty
So those
straightforward.
were the ones that I practiced with. That's not this album, though. Callum.
I am sorry, can I just quickly say?
No, you can't.
I remember thinking... I remember going back and listening to that first album shortly after this one came out and thinking it was too heavy for me. And I guess at that point that was considered heavy guitar music in my ears.
Wow.
For me at that
Tame
point.
boy.
Tame boy, baby. And yeah, this was a bit
Lame
more in
boy.
my alley. Go on, Callum, getting your lame boy.
Well, actually, I don't think I listened to this as a whole album until I was a lot older.
Okay.
Wow.
Until
today.
Well, we'll get on to that.
I remember the singles a lot, but I don't know. I don't know why I never delved into the album as a whole. I vividly remember Techno Fan. Yanni's giving me the V's for some reason.
Yep.
Not getting me beat out.
I remember Techno Fan reminds me of being in London and staying at my auntie and uncle's house. Don't know why.
Okay.
Must have just come out, and I must have had it
Also
on
reminds
me,
me of that. That's funny. At your auntie.
Must have had it on me Sony Ericsson or something. Or my BlackBerry, it probably would have been 10 years ago. 10 years.
No, I wouldn't. You wouldn't have had a BlackBerry then. Maybe you
No,
are.
I
Though,
would.
actually, you're posh, aren't you?
Not. Not posh.
No, Blackberries weren't around until it's been like year 9, 8 or 9.
Really?
I would say, yeah, like Taco Lights and stuff. Oh, I might be wrong. I don't know. Anyway,
Tangent.
But yeah, well, you're both looking at me like I have more to say. Do I have
Seems
more
like
to
you
say?
do.
I don't know.
I don't know. Were there any questions thrown my way?
No.
Not directed, no.
Do you have questions, though, Yanni?
I do have questions.
Are they going to fit in now,
lovely.
or should we start talking through some of these tracks by tracks, commentaries?
No,
Is
no.
that's how Yanni
kind of-
doesn't want us to do
I
it?
kind
Well,
of
kind
want
of
to
do it.
avoid that.
So how are we going to...
Well, just, if you let me speak, man. Cannot see, man.
This is the result of
oh
me
my
saying
God.
4 times throughout the week we need to sort out a structure and not getting an answer each time. So we're doing it live on the pod, ladies and gentlemen.
Instead of doing it
Well,
yourself.
if Liam shut up, I'll be able to
Yanni, crack on.
move and transition smoothly. Do you think this is aged well? Tell me.
I guess it, like, the traditional way of thinking of that is, like, in terms of context of things as it ages well.
Let's go
And some
separately.
things are
Let's go, like, sonically. you think it's aged well? Because I think it still holds up.
I think it still holds up. I think it sounds really good. It was obviously produced really well.
Yeah, it had a lot of producers from what I saw before, like 4 producers.
And I guess like the music isn't something you'd really hear today. So in that sense, it's not as you wouldn't hear something like this now, but it definitely holds up and sonically, I think. Contextually. Mostly, yeah.
Okay.
I think there are some things like in 1996, for example, when he talks about we kiss with one eye on our TV set.
Yeah.
And it was funny to think that back in 2011, that was like, oh, I missed the good old days when we didn't do that. And now we've evolved even further past that.
Oh, yeah, a lot of the context of the songs still apply. Like how Perfect Disease, the context of that song still applies.
I think the kind of the references and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe are a bit dated. But listen, if you don't understand it, you're too young.
Hey, if you don't know what techno is, you're far too young.
If you're not,
why are you listening to us?
Up.
Grow up. And we discovered this week that Liam's favourite insult is grow up. Well, it doesn't make sense. Like, what was it? Like, have you watched this?
You hadn't seen. Well, no. Yeah, Callum. I really hope that you are on the right side of history here, Callum.
Well, this is coming from a man who hasn't seen Skins.
Yeah, who cares about Skins? Fucking hell. I had to introduce you to This Is England. I feel like that's more important. I'm going to ask you now if you have seen Baz Luhrmann's 1996 classic adaptation of William Shakespeare's Romeo plus Juliet.
Which one's that?
Oh, fuck me.
Leo,
no, you often have you, clearly.
Leonardo DiCaprio's in it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the one.
We watched it in school. We watched it in school, didn't we?
That's from 1990.
96.
Oh, I was going to say, all right, yeah, well, I've seen that then.
1996.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, we saw
this
that.
This gone full circle, this. 1996.
Fantastic.
Released in 1996.
Yeah.
Wagon wheels, ladies and gentlemen.
They weren't. What? Oh, I thought you said Wagon Wheels came out in 96.
Liam's still figuring this out.
No, Wagon Wheels are out since the 60s.
No, it was a reference to our first pod.
Yeah, I'm glad, of course, Callum, we actually watched it together for the first time.
We did.
And Lewis
hand in hand.
Lewis loved Claire Danes is back, if you remember that.
Do you remember that?
Are you missing out, Yanni? You haven't so Yanni hasn't seen it.
No,
and so when Yanni told me that, I was visibly shocked and told him to grow up.
Yeah.
I said, you need to grow up.
Cal,
yeah, you do.
Would you have you watched this since? Have you watched Romeo and Juliet since?
Probably not. No.
Well, exactly. So you wouldn't have watched it if it wasn't for the fact that it was in it. Like I
probably would have watched it, but the fact that I have already seen it has led me to not watch it again.
It's one of the best films ever made. And I'm saying that with
I remember enjoying it. I don't think Mr. Owen let us watch the end, and it pissed me off. So maybe I did watch the end
mate.
out of... yeah.
It kind of tails off towards the end.
Gets a bit too depressing at
the end.
On a little while.
But the music in that film, we should do a whole episode on the music of Romeo plus Juliet.
Well, we should do that for many films.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we should. We should talk about our favourite film.
New segment.
How about we talk about the Wombats right now, though? And
Yanni,
you need to grow up, and so do you, Colin. But
what the fuck off?
Do you think this is age well, Cal? Because you've not said
nothing.
Almost anything. I think it has aged well because of the fact that, as you said before, no bands do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like going back and listening to it, it still does sound fresh, and it also still sounds quite different. I don't know how, because they weren't really different at the time. But
I feel like even at the time there wasn't much like this, and they were
that's
different
what I'm
from the
saying.
first album.
Yeah, I didn't feel like they were at the time, but actually going back,
if this dropped tomorrow,
oh,
what do we think the reception would be? What would your opinion?
What we probably are going to have to listen to tomorrow for next week's pod. Guarantee that.
Oh no, don't say that.
Well, I think Royal Blood's out, but I say we boycott that one.
Absolutely. People love Royal Blood.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
If it dropped tomorrow,
it's
hard for me to offer your opinion.
Is this from the moon, like by Taylor?
Yeah, no, it's dropped. I mean, it's been dropping for like a good 20 years. I don't know how long it takes to come from the moon, but probably 20 years.
10 years.
That's why I said it. If it's like
10 years.
If it's not raining, probably 10 years. I know, because the rain would make it faster because it would just get caught on the rain. Anyway, I dive.
Caught on Lorraine?
Have you ever seen Lorraine?
Thanks, ladies and gents. That's
Drops tomorrow. I'm not asking for your opinion because it's hard to say how you would think of it today. But do you think this could land in the current climate? And where? Because to me, sorry, go on.
I'm going to answer this one because they have recently, which I put on for you.
Yes.
They had a song, Greek Tragedy, had a remix, which we've covered before, but I played it for us.
Greek Tragedy
which has been,
is not on this album.
No, I know, but let me get to a point. Has been remixed.
Was that the song it was playing?
Yes, has been remixed for the TikTok era, and I feel like
shit.
Yeah, well, me and Liam actually quite.
I thought it was alright. I thought it worked quite well.
Anyway, let me carry on my point. I feel like some of these songs would work. Like, I feel like the Tokyo Vampires and Wolves might work with like a TikTok thing.
Yeah. I could imagine someone doing something about anti-D and, antidepressants and stuff.
Or like Jump Into the Fog. I feel like there'd be like a stupid, like the chorus of that, there'd be a stupid TikTok to that. So, yes, I think if it got released today, it would be received well, better than it did back when it got released. I think it got mixed reviews.
10 years ago it was.
Yeah. I also think
11.
Nowadays there's a lot more like synth guitar pop.
Yeah.
So maybe it would be kind of lost in the mix of everything.
For me,
true.
I don't know where it would fit because I think, in a sense, it belongs with what the kind of music listener that now listens to the stuff we listen. I guess because we are those people that listen to things that are nothing
Such
like this.
trendsetters.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And so where this would fit, it's not poppy in modern pop, and it's not really in that synth area either, or even like dream pop or anything. It doesn't really fit anywhere. It'd still be an outlier, more so than it was then, because I don't know why it didn't seem like it seemed like almost seemed like a new age 10 years ago. You think like the Vaccines first album came out and stuff like that. It seemed like there was a new age of music. Is that kind of where indie? No, it's not where indie started, but it's where like indie is probably mostly known now. Started about 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
The indie that we know of now.
Yeah.
I think you moved away from lad indie of like the Arctic Monkeys and Hard-Fi era towards this type of indie, which is what you're saying, like Vaccines and Wombats, etc. Exactly. There was definitely a shift in style. 100%.
It was a new age. I wish
new age.
Over the last 20 years, we'd been better at naming music genres instead of just giving them the same name as something else. Like post-punk now is like, what do you mean by post-punk, after punk? That was like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense, and I feel like we've lost, this is a massive tangent, but I feel like we've lost like almost like 15, 20 years worth of like actual music genres that we could have held on to. And now like so many things are called indie from that time.
It's
now
just all
post-punk.
broad, isn't it now? It's just all broad names.
So broad. But anyway, enough
of aging well, like a fine wine.
Or cheese.
Now, I want your boys' your boys' favourite tracks or track.
Ooh.
I imagine it's gonna be tracks though, because I don't want to be too harsh.
Well, I know this is not what you asked, and if anything, it is the complete opposite.
Okay.
Are you going to ask about our least favourite? Is that going to be a question?
That would be the next one. Yes.
Okay, well that's fine. My favourite track, I'd probably say Our Perfect Disease, because I just think it really opens the album extremely well. Comes straight out the blocks. And then I think after that, it would probably have to be Techno Fan and Girls Fast Cars.
Oh, interesting.
They're on the podium, as you'd say.
Callum, you started to talk about your least favourite, and why didn't you tell us those?
Because Yanni said that was the next question, and I didn't want to step on his toes.
She's saying Our Perfect Disease and then Girls, Fast Cars and Techno Fun.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd say
Yanni,
so.
I'm going to turn it back on you.
No, I'm going to turn it to you then.
Okay. My favourite track, undoubtedly, is 1996. And close second is probably Walking Disasters. But I also think that the first... I'm not a massive fan of Techno Fan.
I think that just... I know we wanted to kind of avoid the whole the nostalgia feel.
Yep.
But I feel like that is probably why I like it, because I loved it at the time.
Yeah.
And
that's the
1996, I feel like I've heard just too much.
The Technofan is the one that they use on like the holiday advert, and so there's a holiday advert
true.
with it on. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, that it does have nostalgia, but also I've heard that one the most, so I wouldn't say that that's my favourite.
But there are also parts of that where is it? I know I'm mixing it with another song, but there are parts of that song that's still good, but it's just
the bridge
me,
where it slows down.
Yeah.
Don't feed me plant food, and it's like
Yeah, that's what I was singing in my head. I thought mixed up. Yeah. Is it? We are the 1980s. We are the
yes.
Detroit lights and no. Is that not 1996?
Oh
no, yeah. Okay, and so I actually really like Technofan now I'm thinking about it. But anyway, my point was, I was going to say, although 1996 and Walk on Disasters are my two favourites, and they're quite towards the end of the album, that first 5-song run, or actually now I'm saying like Technofan, the first 8 songs,
yeah, I'm gonna say
are fantastic. All of them, Tokyo, Perfect Disease, Jump into the Fog, Anti-D, Last Night I Dreamt, all very good. For me, I'm going to answer your next question, shall I? Because I've pretty much answered it already.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever really listened past Walking Disasters. Because when I've been listening to this lately, I was fully aware of Girls, Fast Cars and Schumacher the Champagne, but nowhere near as much as the others. And so I think on first listen, I probably didn't like them as much, and so never really bothered on subsequent listens to go that far. But I do like Girls, Fast Cars. My least favourite is probably Schumacher the Champagne.
Yeah, I wasn't really bothered about that one.
Just seems like a bit of a throw-in.
Yeah. Yanni, before I talk about my least favourites, what are your favourites off this album?
Your favourite?
They're well, the singles, to be honest with you.
You're a basic bitch.
1996, I'd also probably say, or did I mention before actually? No, it was, Tokyo then 1996.
1996 was a single.
Was it not?
No, it was. There were 6 singles.
No, what? Stop confusing me. Tokyo, number 1, and then 1996, number 2. And yeah, I like Technofan, no Perfect Disease. Now this, Cal, Liam knows all about this because I've been winding him up about this all day, which I've been loving. I've never listened to this album in full.
Yeah.
Ever.
I don't think I will have many times, but I definitely have in the past, but not for ages.
Ever. I've never listened to this album in full.
Not even now?
No, we didn't go through it in full.
Not even the full thing, though.
No, we skipped the first few songs.
No, I didn't skip the first few.
Oh, we listened to it before.
No,
you started at like Anti-D.
No, I stopped at Walking Disasters.
Yeah, when did you stop?
Walking Disasters.
No, but... Oh, you didn't even listen to the last 2? Oh, no, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't listen to the last 2.
We didn't. That's the last 2 now.
But that was good.
So,
greatly qualified to be chatting about this album.
Yep.
Well, because I still like, and I do have fond memories of the 4 singles that everyone knows. I was saying to Liam, I don't remember Jumping to the Fog and Anti-D being released as singles at all.
Well, that brings me nicely on to my 2 least favourite.
No.
However, no. This is a roller coaster.
Jumping to the Fog is so good.
This is a
Ronan
roller
Keating's
coaster. It is. You just got to ride it. I did not like these 2 at all when I was young. However, listening back, Jumping to the Fog is superb.
Superb.
Really, really, really good.
Superb.
I still don't really like Anti-D.
So wrong.
I don't know why.
The lyrics are so good in that song.
Yeah, but I feel like it comes too early in the album.
It could be like a closer or towards
I think it could be. If it was a closer, I think
it's very
I'd appreciate
cinematic,
it more.
isn't it?
Yeah. But I remember thinking, this is a weird single.
It's a weird single, definitely. I don't remember.
Which is why I think I didn't really like it, because when I was 13, I doubt I was very arsed about full albums.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Probably.
For me,
the
Jumping...
Arctic Monkeys ones and the first Vaccines record.
For me, it's interesting because I think Jump Into the Fog for me when I was younger was probably my favourite. Or with 1996, like particularly listening to Jump Into the Fog, it takes me back to a specific time, and like I can think of other songs that I was listening to at the same time.
I think I remember you playing that non-stop, which might be a reason why I dislike it or disliked it.
I have a very specific memory of sitting on the toilet doing my business, reading this book. I can't remember what the book was called. And while I was reading this book, not always on the toilet, in other places, but I had like the same 4 songs on repeat. And so when I hear some of these songs, it takes me back to that time. And I think Jumping to the Vogue was one of them.
Wow.
Another one was Ribena by Pegasus
Do
Bridge.
you shit
Oh,
on the
what
man?
a tune. I
Isn't that a
always
fantastic
think of
song?
you. I always think of you when I
Fantastic
hear that. Still play that now.
That's
and I
not
think of
far
you.
from this. I've never listened to any more Pegasus Bridge. But that song,
I don't think there was anymore, was there?
I don't know.
What was it?
Could-
Ribena?
Ribena.
Ribena.
I
You'll
mean, I
probably
don't know
get
if it holds up at all. But
It's not a good song at all.
I don't know
but-
where I even discovered it. I don't know where it came from because it wasn't popular.
No, I remember.
But
well,
that
you
it doesn't
and
sound too
a
dissimilar to
certain-
this. So there must have been more music like
mate
the Wombats at
who
the time.
now has a child.
But yeah,
So yeah, even though like I mentioned there, I hadn't listened to this in full. The songs that I've not listened to as much, I really distinctly remember like the lyrics from them,
yeah, it's interesting.
which is odd.
Mm.
So clearly, I've just not been paying attention to them, but they've been on in my life, and I've just not given them much more thought after that.
I think there's something about the way that he sings very clearly and fits a lot of words in, which probably wouldn't usually be fit in, but makes it work really well. That even if you're not paying attention, you'd probably hear what's being said a lot more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Does that make sense?
Yanni, don't
But
look so
Anti D
concerned, I'm still here.
particularly, the lyrics in that song are really good.
I would have to agree with you, mate.
I completely agree as well.
Good.
So now's the point where I've run out of questions. To be honest with you,
Great. You did really well there, considering you pulled
I
those
did.
together last minute.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed. I
That-
do agree.
oh, great.
Much better format.
We should have questions next time. Or
Yeah.
you just keep those questions.
I will. I think that's enough for that, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I think that is enough on the Wombats.
Yeah.
Bloody good album. If you had to rate it out of 10, why is it 10? Go on. If you had to rate it out of 10, hit me.
I think an 8.
Okay.
I was going to say an 8 as well.
Nostalgia plays a lot into this, but at least a 9.
It's not.
Okay, maybe it's
You can't
Maybe it's
end
not.
an album on Schumacher, the Champagne.
Schumacher,
and
the
be a 9.
champagne. Okay, it's an 8, but with added nostalgia, it's a 9.
Yeah, okay, I can get on board with that.
Bloody good album. Anyway, that's the end of our album spotlight special one classic.
Classic.
It's a classic. It was a classic. It still is. 10 years.
10
Bloody
years.
hell. Up next on the schedule, we have what, Yanni? Nothing.
Nothing.
That's
right.
what it is. That's it. This is the end.
Yeah, again,
It's
we've
the
got
end.
no vinyl, have we? No vinyl. For
No vinyls. Oh,
No vinyl.
there is, isn't there?
Yeah, there's one, but we'll do it when we all have a
Oh,
video.
what we're going to
because,
release this week then?
a photo on Instagram.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Next week's album spotlight is
I don't know,
to
I'm
be decided.
I'm going to look very quickly now if you just want to run through our other stuffs.
Well, you
Our
know where
other
to
stuffs.
You can follow us everywhere. Instagram and Facebook is at Fools on a Hill Podcast. Twitter at Fools on a Hill Pod. We've changed it from Phils on a Hill. YouTube is
Phil's.
Fools on a Hill, where you'll find all of the other videos as well as these podcasts, because there's nothing more fun than to just stare at the same picture for an hour and a half while three fools talk in your ears.
Oh, I know what we're doing next week.
Liam knows.
Trixie Mattel's got an EP out.
Oh, fuck it off.
Wow.
No, we're not doing
One
that.
song's got Oval Peck on. It's a
Who?
pretty cool guy. The guy who wears like a mask. You ever seen him? It's
No.
country music. I think it's a pretty. We're gonna have a pretty good lineup next week.
Someone wears a mask and plays country music.
Yeah, have you never heard of Oval
Maybe
Peck?
like them northern
Pretty.
tones.
No, I think next week we will definitely cover, but there probably will be Spotlight, the Corals new album, Coral Island.
Oh,
Yeah, probably. If
Yeah.
all
But
else
we've
fails,
got a
I'll
good
do it.
selection.
okay.
We've got DJ Khaled. Khaled.
Khaled.
His album's called Khaled.
Of course it is.
So good.
Is
we
it
named
produced by his
twice.
son?
Probably.
So we hope you enjoyed it.
But one thing is for certain, we will not be doing the Royal Blood album because I would rather fall out my window.
Callum has selected very kindly to do the Royal Blood album next week. We will not be participating, but Callum will love it and enjoy it forever.
Callum will not.
There will be a new monthly playlist.
Oh, my favourite time of the month.
Oh.
Hey, yeah.
Hello.
Lots of tagging of bands on the stories. Takes days to do. But yeah, there'll be an April playlist available when this is available, I think. Yeah, probably.
There'll be a playlist available when it's available.
No, when this is available, this episode.
Ah, okay.
And that is definitely true. So, yeah, go on Spotify, find that Falls in Hell, search for the Own's playlist, and it's there somewhere, April 2021. Yeah. It's got all our favourite songs from this month, and that's it. That's what's got.
I want to ask you a question, boys.
Oh
It's
my
a
God.
quiz. Don't look at my screen.
Okay.
Cheating bastard.
God. Hasn't changed, has he?
He's not on it. So,
Fuck up.
I want you to tell me the group. Because otherwise it's going to be impossible. Give me the name of the group who sold the most expensive record or CD or stream, whatever. Give me the name of the group.
Pink Floyd.
No.
As in, to buy it was very expensive.
It was the most, it sold for the most.
Oh, because I was thinking like New
What
Order.
Is this retail price or like resell?
Resell.
Oh, I've seen recently on Discogs their most expensive record, and it was like a random...
It's not strictly sticking to vinyl, okay?
Daft Punk. Is it Daft Punk?
No, sorry, I didn't know what you said.
Okay. The most expensive record.
The Beatles.
You'd think, wouldn't you, but no.
Stones?
Nope.
Bob Dylan.
It's a rap group.
Oh, it's a rap group. Public Enemy.
Nope.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Yep.
Thanks.
Do you want to... Right, okay, now, do you want to hazard a guess as to how much it sold for?
Was it 36 Chambers?
No,
A version
it
of
was Once
that?
Upon a Time in Shaolin, the CD,
Oh, okay.
of which only one copy was produced and was sold November 24th, 2015.
Only one
Has
CD.
no one ever heard of burning
No,
CDs?
what's wrong with people?
Oh, it was...
Print
the
off the cover.
buyer was Martin Shkreli?
The football player?
No.
No. Who's that? Yeah, Callum. Who am I thinking of? Shkreli. Martin Shkreli.
You'd know him if you saw him.
Martin Skirtle.
Skirtle. I'm thinking of Skirtle, yeah. I had his match attack. God. Martin Shkreli. Who is he?
He's a hedge fund manager.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure I know him when I see him.
You definitely know
Called Farmer Boy. Okay. Well, good then.
Yeah,
So
can
there's
I
one
guess
copy.
it-
Relation to Burner Boy.
him. Can I have a guess, an estimate of the price do you think this is sold for?
14.2 million.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez. Okay, I'm going to give you a hint. The Beatles' highest selling one was for $790,000.
$950,000.
$813,000.
2 million.
You've just Googled that.
Sorry?
You've just Googled that.
Who says?
See,
What a
this
prick.
this is what
Why
I
would
said
you do
before.
that?
He has not
You
changed.
ruined it.
He's not
Why would
changed.
you do that?
You could just said I won, and that'll be it.
No,
You are
Callum,
a cheating
Callum,
scumbag, and I now win
congratulations,
by
mate.
default. Thank
Yeah,
you.
congratulations, mate.
Thank you. Champion.
I can't believe you got that spot on as well. Like Liam with his guess of whatever it was, 900,000.
Listen,
What a fucking
Go and
idiot.
cry
Listen.
into your Martin Skirtle match attack and fuck off.
I'm not crying. I'm happy.
You're happy?
You've lost.
We're all winners. We're all
Happy that
losers.
you've lost.
No,
We're all winner.
no, we're not all winners. Me and Callum are winners. You're,
Well,
a
And you're a
loser.
cheater.
I'm not the biggest loser because that fella paid 2 million for a CD. So I think we can all agree on that.
Well, 2 million to him
Is
is a lot of money. So that has been us, Liam.
that has
is
been me.
us.
And that has been Callum. And on that note, 2 million for a CD. God. I've got nothing else to say. So good night. Thank you.
So
God
long,
bless.
farewell.
Night all.
Have a nice sleep and eat some bread.
I'm about to drive to Wales. Wish me luck, everyone who's listening.
I'm going to go for a massive
Wish
piss that I've
luck.
needed for about an hour.
Sweet. I want to watch.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye bye bye
Bye.
bye.